Hello YouTube, and welcome to episode 11 in my Symphogear AXZ reaction series. Back here again on Symphogear Sunday. What the hell happened? So, to make a long story short, I worked a lot. I worked a lot. And I've come into 3 days off as a result. But Monogatari got delayed, and then that rolled into Revue Starlight getting delayed, and then that's rolling into Symphogear getting delayed. I'm attempting to get this out tonight. And in an attempt to also stop the bleeding, I'm going to just do 11 today. That way I'm 12, 13 OVAs ready for the final season. I remember from last season as well, I thought that this may be a better way to do it when I get to that last 3 episodes, because I find if you just watch 13 isolated, it's hard to get as hype. So you need the build up into 12, which will be like building into that last episode, if we're following a similar structure, of course, which we have been. So it'll be build up from 12 into 13, which is when everything comes together, baby. And I want to experience that all together as well. So kind of two birds, one stone, catching up, plus seeing the episodes in a better order, in my opinion. Either way, YouTube comments. So a couple comments here by Newt to start. Cagliostro, Prelati, and San German are all canonically trans, actually. I guess if you take the stance that they're based off their historical counterparts, who are all male, and now they get perfect bodies, provided alchemically, making them female, then yeah, they can be. And I enjoy that interpretation, for sure. There's definitely the most content in the show pointing towards Cagliostro with that lens, but I mean, go off, I guess. Do what you want. Second comment here, I'm also a Tiki fan because she so obviously loves being an evil little asshole. She's having so much fun and I can't hate her as a result. I disagree. I don't disagree with this part, but I disagree with this part. I think I hate her because she loves it. She loves it a little bit too much. She's just mean. She's a mean little gremlin character, and I hope she gets what's coming to her. And now this may look weird. I've left a comment on my own video telling me to read Shin's comment on Discord, which I'll get up now. Put it up here for the people at home, of course. The Shira Suki kanji. Someone on Reddit or Discord explained this to me. There was a writing reform a few decades ago. One of the changes was what the kanji for Suki was. The girls being relatively young and Kirika not even native Japanese would have trouble knowing and reading it. Whoever named Shirabe when FIS got her was either thinking he was really smart of that pun with both readings or too stupid to know the current writing. So a little bit of Japanese context there around the naming convention. Also, a lot of the comments will be about that, so let's go through it. I think you almost had it or just didn't say it aloud, so stop when you get it. Shirabe got kidnapped by FIS because of her Fine DNA. She can't remember her past or even name for some reason. Her possessions were damaged or even bloody. Instead of a filled out name tag, she had a charm from the Suki Shrine. Think about it. The priest had a granddaughter that would be around their age. The granddaughter died in a car accident. All the moon rabbit stuff. Tsukiyomi Shirabe. It's an implication, not a confirmation. Apparently there may be something in the gacha game, but it's heavily implied that those two are related. The kind of shrine guy being the granddad and Shirabe being the granddaughter. Sure. I don't see how this enhances understanding at all. Yeah, other than it being just like a cute little Easter egg teasy thing. Unless this guy comes back, whatever he said could have just been some random old bloke as well. I don't know. I guess it takes on a little bit of a different context when you think of it that way. But yeah, I'm reading this on Discord because the YouTube comment got eaten somehow by YouTube, and it's done that for Monogatari series for some people as well, so apologies. I seriously don't know what's wrong. I've turned off all filters. You can call me all kinds of names if you want, but for some reason it doesn't let people write certain stuff about Symphogear lore. It just hates it, so I don't know. Weird one. Back on with the YouTube comments proper. Bonnie, episode 9 thoughts. I'd like to point out how insane Kirika's casual wear is. Yeah, I mean, she does have a style for sure, but I can't say I noticed it. I'm guessing I won't see much Kirika in casual wear this episode. I'm gonna imagine, but I'll keep a look at him for in the relatively near future if she could walk and is alive and is not fucking dead, which I'm pretty sure she isn't based on these comments. Because you kind of listen. If my reaction last week and she was dead, people would let me know that she's dead. Put it that way, because It would have been like, you just missed out on the most emotional moment in the series. And yeah, I'm pretty sure she's not dead. Again, I talked about the framing last week. I didn't really comment on this in the moment as well. We get to see everyone's sleeping patterns. Chris being a real menace in particular. I believe she's just like fucking spread eagle all over the place, just legs going everywhere. Just kind of like me. I sleep in a pretty bad way. But yeah, I mean, just again, small character building stuff that we like in these kind of shows. And this is interesting too. Breaking down walls might be important, but they can also protect, as we show a shot of the moon. What is the moon protecting? Lunar ruins. Think about it. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to think about it, but I gather that I'm supposed to find out relatively soon, so put it that way. Symphogear's greatest weakness, that being water, so all the water-based villains just destroy. I don't know. There's also times like where they nearly drown at Neptune's palace. Like water is the enemy. We don't like water. There hasn't even been that many like beach episodes or anything, so maybe they just don't like water. I don't know. And yeah, talking again here about the shrine priest, Shirabe's grandfather. It symbolically makes sense, but again, I don't see how it enhances meaning at all, other than it just being a cute detail for sure. Following on here with the episode 10 thoughts, Sanjaman just out here counting casually while murdering people. That's always good. Adam throwing his fedora and it fucking killing Hibiki. That was pretty good too. Just a good episode 10, I must say. The particular singing on Kirika's superb song being a little bit more strained than the other ones, right? Yeah, it's unique. I'm unsure why. Why would they do that? I guess it's not okay. So when people say right back to the start, Kanade, when she's doing it, she's pretty at peace with things. I get the sense that Kirika isn't. That this is the first time she's tried this whole heroic self-sacrifice thing, so it's not a natural fit. So maybe that's a little bit more strained. I don't know. It's a weird one. Oh, here's some good confirmation. When AXZ was airing, I momentarily believed Kirika was going to die, implying that she doesn't. That's good. It's good that she's not dead. Yeah, thankfully not. I mean, they could spin that in some interesting directions, but as we've said before, Symphogear isn't that kind of show, IMO, that has character deaths and dramatic spin-offs and that kind of thing, right? From that event. So it wouldn't fit tonally for mine, unless, again, they were selling something very different going into season 5. Somebody agreeing with me about Tiki, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I hate Dr. Ver as much as the next person, but Tiki's got him beat, IMO, not my auto-scorer, bring back Gary, damn it. Kind of teasing a Hibiki song at the end of the season that may be upcoming as well. New Hibiki song? Stay tuned. And we're switching out our catchphrases as well. No heiki hechara. Dato shitemo. Dato shitemo? Sure. Even so. It's even so. The even soing has started. I will say I do think 10 and 11 are better viewed together, but I fully understand the reasoning behind 9 and 10, so it's all good. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to do 11 today, so let's just imagine I watched these two together and then we have a solid stopping point moving into the final 2 episodes. Jeremero comment here, hype for the climax, shit is crazy. I'm hyped too, not that I'll see all of it this week. There's also somebody on Discord that's like, you should try and do all 3 today, plus OVAs. And I'm like, no. No. It was never going to happen. Vitaly Kuzmin, even so indeed. The feet holding was definitely a decision as well, kind of Kirika super boosting Hibiki from memory. Again, talking about the connection between Shirabe and the Shrine Priest guy. The sharing of the bunk between Miku and Hibiki, I've talked about a number of times, but here it is super gay. The handhold as she's getting out of bed, she's like it's giving me like she's like a cop and the wife is like waking up as the cop's being called into something and like wishing him good luck and that kind of thing, right? It's just funny. I don't know. Oh, and another little tease here. Definitely not foreshadowing. I had a little click in there. It's the part where, again, they're holding hands in bed and Hibiki says, I'll be okay. Or I'll be back for my birthday or something to that effect, right? We'll see. We will see, for sure. 3 episodes next week. No chance. No chance at all. And yeah, Symphogear season finale. They've been the best parts of the show, so again, looking forward to it today. Second to last comment here, Seraph Armoros. It's been shown with the snake spirit earlier in the season the divine power needs some sort of vessel to inhabit. We were thinking Tiki as that vessel for the bad team, for the Illuminati, right? Because she can be easily controlled by an atom, potentially. And yeah, this is the confirmation that I wanted as well. So FIS, American group, we've established that, but they got their receptor children from all over the world. That's how we can have our little Shirabe story as well, that she's connected to that bloke dying in a car accident. Right, gotcha. I don't think anyone likes Tiki. There was that one person earlier that said they like Tiki. I don't know. I can see why somebody would like them, but not for me. Not for me at all. Yeah, and this is just a hilarious detail as well. Like the old telephones used to communicate with Adam is just so funny. It's pretentious as well. He's such a dick, but it's funny. Oh, that's one of the best gags this season for sure. It cracks me up. Yeah, and this last point, I forget what I was even talking about. So sure, a week is a long time for sure. And of course, Kasog for a comment to finish us off. It is quite long, so we'll speed through it post haste. Yeah, episode 9's a weird one. It does start very quickly. Where we just kind of dive into that. So there's like a first scene where it's like, I think it's like Maria and Chris talking with the Elf Knight, and then we jump straight into the Tsubasa Shirabe stuff, which is interesting, right? My heart refuses harmony, indeed, she says. And yeah, you could say understated for a lot of the Shirabe Tsubasa stuff, but I would say underwritten. I feel like they could have dove into their connection a little bit more. It's only a couple of lines towards the end of the episode for mine. There may be more stuff there subtextually, but yeah, a bit more dialogue that episode wouldn't go astray. I think we're trying to do a little bit too much IMO, kind of using that similar structure to the previous episode too. Yeah, the priest dude, of course. We've talked about the Shirabe backstory priest guy thing going on. But yeah, what I wanted to zero in on more was him just being like a weirdo and saying like weird things all the time. I just don't like the bloke. Maybe that's why I kind of disregard this part. I don't want him to be more involved with the characters. So yeah, Seraph Armoros talked about this as well, but like there's a big age range between the characters. That's why Chris doesn't believe that when he says my daughter would be your age to all of them. I don't know, old people have a weird judgment of age all the time because like as your age gets bigger, the difference between 15 and 22 becomes like smaller. You know what I mean? Like you would consider like anybody of that age, you would call them like a kid, a child, right? Which is bad. That's like boomer shit, but it's just true. It's just a matter of scale. It's like when you used to tell people that you were like, oh, I'm 6.5 years old. No, I've never heard anybody say I'm like 23.5 years old. Like, what are you talking about? It's just a difference in scale there. So I don't know. I bought the old man there for sure on what he was saying. It's just but the car crash story, it's just fucking weird. Hold up, maybe I need to like go back and have a look at these casual outfits. This has been the second time it's been called out. Listen, let me put an image up here. It is a little bit much. There's a lot of cutouts, and the color scheme is interesting. Like she looks like a Final Fantasy character. Interesting. Interesting to say the least. Yeah, it's a weird fit. Yeah, very close to an in-universe confirmation of trans stuff with Cagliostro for sure. Which, again, when we're talking about kind of the comments about Cagliostro, and I think it was particularly towards sexuality and potentially even children and that kind of thing, right? Becomes a little bit weird, but whatever, I still feel like it goes with her character. You know what I mean, right? So Prolati apparently always drinks milk as well. I haven't noticed this at all, but sure. The sleeping arrangement stuff was very good. Chris all over the place. And apparently Kirika clearly missing Shirabe as well, which I don't know what that implies, but sure. Oh yeah, the Froggo died too. No way. Worst character death in these 2 episodes for sure. Again, I like the setup for that final fight of episode 9. I like that it's on the move and we have 2 really mobile characters. But again, I think you leave the Adam part where he says we're relying on the Symphogears to take her out. to the end of the episode. And then we go, oh, okay. And then it's not a feel-bad fight in the moment for mine. I don't know, you would just move the episode around a little bit structurally, IMO. On to episode 10 now, Sanjaman bringing up the exact numbers of everything that's going on. Kosogtha thinks that's shockingly low, implying that Sanjaman has been pretty nice in it all, understanding that human death isn't always the answer, but sometimes it needs to be done. Compared to Fine, who just blows people up to secure one relic at a time, because it's Fine. Hibiki and Kirika are two kindred spirits in that they don't think very much. They're not the sharpest tools in the shed, but their song's really good, and they team up very well, and they I guess take out Sanjaman in the end. You would say, kind of. The summer homework, the final boss of the series, is also finally done. She won. She did her job whilst doing her homework, whilst maintaining human relationships with a bunch of people. She did the impossible. Got their birthday coming up, of course, which is very, very tragic. We talked about this in another comment earlier. I still don't really know where this was mentioned, but sure. Hibiki heading off and seeing off Miku. Very cute scene. The Atom phone. I love the Atom phone. Get me an Atom phone for my house. This is some of my favorite Symphogear nonsense, needing 2 keys at 2 different locations to activate a bunch of keystones where some guy just chops a rope. I thought that was great. That was fantastic stuff. Yeah, there was a weird line where Tiki was the maiden blindly and obediently in love, which is, I think, a whole control thing that Adam has over the god vessel thing. She's still weird though. She is still weird. Of course, we have Sanjaman and Hibiki coming together, but Adam is a cheater, so he's gonna cheat, and he's won for now, kind of. Yeah, and the Kirika superb song was a fantastic scene. Some really great audio work with the kind of the voice coming right over the top, and then you'd hear that and you're like, oh shit, I know what's happening. It's good stuff. And then Shirabe freaking out in the background, of course, was also fantastic. And yeah, kind of bringing full circle to what we have going on in the season, kind of Hibiki slowly convincing Sanjaman. It's come to a head. Finally, Sanjaman and Hibiki are fighting together against the true evil one in Adam, and that is our jumping off point for what we have going on here today. Quick recap. I think we've been through a lot of it, but Kirika's fucking dead, and Sanjaman and Hibiki are about to fight Adam. There's not much else going on in the background even now, I don't think. Really. I don't believe Cagliostro or Prelati are dead for good, of course. So they will come back in some form of another based on some mumbo-jumbo, you would think, right? We have Elf9 still working on making people's gears work good again so we can get people involved, because obviously Kirika's out of commission. All the rest of the girls, bar Hibiki, are out of commission because they've used up all their juice from the Ignite super full stone stuff. But yeah, so Hibiki, Sanjaman, no backup, fighting Adam. Chill stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back, and the Discord, join Discord, love Discord, Discord, and of course, Discord. So yeah, diving into episode 11? Episode 11 of Symphogear AXZ right now. Rightio, got the episode up here ready to go. Let me pop that up there. 23 minutes and 40 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. As always, picture-in-picture in the description below and using the D-Truck subs. And yeah, just going to give it a 3, 2, 1 and jump in. Right here. 3, 2, 1, go. Zesshou. Okay, we're doing a little bit of a recap. Seemingly so. I definitely don't have this on like 2 times speed. That would be bad. No, we're good. Beauty. Yep. Of course, co-opting Sanjaman's cause, being the oppressor himself. That whole theme coming through. Yeah, it's going into Tiki. We hate Tiki. Even so. But what about even so, though? Did you consider that? Say the line. Say the line. Oh, here it comes. I see even so. Hell yeah. Opening. Perfect. Good. Okay. Had a little kind of recap there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've always thought, why do you do a countdown from 7 there when there's 6 girls? Yeah, 3 and 3, of course. There should have just been like one of Ogawa or something on the 1. That would have been cute. Like Elf9. Elf9's probably a better pick. You're fucking dead. No, she's not. But she might be. But she's not. But maybe. But no. Oh yeah, what's the deal with with Daddy in the back? We still haven't really gotten that plot point sorted out. Maybe that's season 5 stuff. I don't know. Because again, people implied that there was some connections between 4 and 5, or Axis and I think it's XV or something, or VX or something. Symphogear love putting an X in their like subtitles. They love that shit. Damn, they're cool. Symphogear's cool. Yeah, you guys can just kind of watch, yeah? You okay? You okay, Shirabe? You good? That's good. Okay. What, implying that she's okay? Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, kinda. Decide? Uh, do we? Do we have something up at... Oh, okay. That we don't. Yeah, it's those two. Bubble Butt Hippiki. This guy hates mankind. I kind of wish he was like bald under the hat. Oh yeah, speaking of hat, his hat is like insane. Look at it go. Why was there flames on it? Why protect me? I'm protagonist selfish. Oh, he's cool. Again, what's with the lack of music? Yeah, there was. True. Yeah. Okay. Is this some like backfill motivation stuff? Yeah. But it is though. You're both equally selfish, kind of fake selfish. Yeah. Whatever you say. Oh, song. This guy's like Michael Jackson. Oh, is this a bob? I think it might be. I love the tempo. Yeah, this song's amazing. They might. I thought we were targeting Tiki as well. Is he protecting Tiki, maybe? Oh, there's a platforming segment. I'm protecting my waifu, who's also a robot. Oh, the power of love. Good. What? Dunno. I can just make shit because I'm Adam. Okay. Sure. So he's a little bit weaker. Oh, I trust. His flaming hat's so cool. I don't even care. Yo! Oh, that's actually really great writing. I'll talk about that. Pierces the heavens? I know that one. Okay. If it bleeds, we can kill it. I think it's too late. Hello? He's a cyborg? What is happening? What? No, I'm a real boy. Okay, so it isn't like a weird, like, freaky robot thing. They're both freaky robots. Gotcha. Oh. Okay, we opened, like, an Oblivion portal. My screen when I turn it on at 3 a.m. What are we seeing, guys? Talk to me. Yeah, you guys failed. Okay. Sure. What in the darling in the Franks is that? Look at the sky. Those colors are insane. Okay. Sure. Why's it got titties, though? Okay, that's pretty strong. Good thing we evacuated the area, I will say. Millions of dead civilians. Alright. Okay, at least you're not, like, vaporized, though. That's good. Maybe it's some kind of miracle. I was never human. Think about it. Yeah, I just said that. I'm a robot. They? Who is they? What are you talking about? Hello? I was too perfect. Okay. Sounds vaguely Nazi-ish, but sure. I don't think that's a smart idea, Hibiki. I'm going to be real with you. Again, if it bleeds, what is she aiming at? Okay. Pimp slap. Okay, and we destroyed the Fox News satellite. What? I mean, it was up into the sky, so, you know, the moon's up there. Okay, it was like their thingo, maybe? It was like their satellite giving them all their communications? Okay, makes more sense. Yep, you guys are really isolated. And the sky looks really scary, and there's meteors falling, which is probably debris now that I think about it. What you thinking, Miku? I think it's Miku, right? Yeah. Oh, shooting stars! Remember, I remember. Oh, that's actually really smart. American military satellite. They could wait. Daddy can't wait, though. Bro, Genjiro being scared is crazy. What? How can they do that? Whatever you say, weirdo. Okay, alright, so this is how we're bringing in that plot thread. She's fucking dead. I don't think she's doing that on purpose. No, you're creepy. Big like groomer vibes. Yeah, hug the giant god thing. Why not? You can try. Yeah, shoot it with your gun. Okay, it's got yeah. I was going to comment on that later, but it's got that magic. Yeah, same from the start of the season. I mean, Hibiki punched through it before. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Yeah, but she needs a lunch break. Oh, he hates being called puppet. Puppet too. No. Oh yeah, the whole perfect thing. That's another theme. Oh, sounds mean. Praying's good. Uh, yeah. What is happening? What is happening? Deicide, of course. Who is they? Who is them, I should say. Okay. Okay, it's like a relic weapon thing. But... okay. Sure. Oh. Original Gungnir? Looks at the camera. What is this song? Sure. Who is singing, by the way? Okay, sure. I'll go with it. Did she just shoot the hat? Yeah. But who gave the information? Is this Nana Mizuki singing? Or am I just bad with voices? Oh. I'm using my own arm as a weapon? Okay, that's kind of rad too. Adam's cool. Hibiki had the power inside of her all along. Think about it. That annoying fly. Ow. That's permanent. Yeah, it's like when it punched the snake. Philosophical armament is funny too. Oh, I'm back. Oh, sure. I'm glad you're alive. What is happening? Wait, huh? What is happening? I think I know what's happening, but I don't want to say because it'll sound embarrassing. Whatever you say. What? Okay, so Tiki is saved. Wait, what? Okay. I think Tiki's fine though, right? Kind of. No, you're weird. It's very rude. How about myself? I just kicks her. What, this arm? My fake arm. Whatever you say. Where's all the power going? I agree. Hello? I am become God? That doesn't bode well. At all. What is happening? Excuse me? Ah! She turned into, like, some goo. Dunno. But she turned into some goo. Sure. Well, that was an episode and a half. So, okay. I want to talk about that astronaut, maybe? What's happening? What is happening there? I need to do my research and I'll get back to you. But, yeah, they fought a bunch and a bunch of stupid shit happened. And then I didn't get it until later on, but when they said Gungnir, it meant like a Gungnir. No, I thought it was just like some random other spear that they had, like the original Gungnir. But no, it's a relic. And the relic Gungnir, as we know, is with Hibiki. So Hibiki has the power within herself. It's a philosophical armament, meaning it's all up here. Right? It's all about her philosophy and what it means for shattering this. Now, knowing that, you could probably look at a little bit of that backstory stuff with a different lens about Gungnir itself, and is it, you know, implying some stuff about the story we've seen so far as well? I don't know. You'd need to have a look. There was 2 separate songs. One song that was I forget the distinction, either non-diegetic or diegetic. I think diegetic is in the scene, non-diegetic isn't, which is a weird thing for Symphogear, for sure. But we'll see. Yeah, jumping into a relook on episode 11 of Symphogear AXZ, because it was insane. Okay, so bear with me. So these guys, right? But then before, there's also these guys, and they say that they fell through, like, a fire in the sky, and there was a song. What? What an insane twist? Hello? What do you mean? Is this real, chat? Chat, is this real? That's one of the most insane callbacks I've ever seen. Why? For what purpose? Yeah, I think they're the same guys. So it gave, like, these people hope. Whoever got this information in the end from those wartime records from Valverde to share this information in the final moment. What? Hello? Okay, and that's, like, the third most surprising thing, like, in the episode. We had, like, Hibiki turning into, like, a big, like, goo ball at the end. It looked like a cocoon of some kind with some potentially nefarious implications about what it's going to do to Hibiki. But sure. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on in most of this episode. I think I should go back to the beginning, like here, but after the opening, when we get to our new stuff and have a little bit of a relook. It was very, very entertaining, this episode. Very, very entertaining. Adam's great. The more that Tiki stays away and shuts up, the more I enjoy Adam. Sanjaman does her thing this episode. Hibiki definitely does her thing this episode. It feels like all hope is lost at a certain point too, which I really liked. But we came through in the end with some random bullshit, which is always good. And it turns out that Hibiki's Gungnir relic has been very, very important in its god-slaying capabilities for a long time now. So yeah. Also, like, Kirika's just fine. She's actually, like, still awake, which is insanity, but sure. So we have episode 11 here, Pinnacle of Divine Might, which definitely tracks with what we're seeing in the episode for sure. I like this from Big Senpai Chris. So we see that Kirika is being dragged out safely on a stretcher. Shirabe is obviously very happy, and Chris, you know, encouraging touch and support. Good stuff from Best Senpai. The civilians in the area still evacuating. Okay, so maybe there is some collateral there. Maybe there still is a little bit of death involved. So this whole time, Ogawa has been looking into the deicide thing, Kamigoroshi, and he's still trying to work it out. And that's one of the main things that we have up our sleeve to try and solve this part of the conflict, right? The whole god slaying part. Yeah. However, they're not done yet. We need to find some more information before we're able to, we're able to execute. And the information comes from a really random source, but again, we've been through it. So now we get a little bit more into Adam's motivations, and we'll get into it a little bit later. But of course, he's brushing off the ideas of mankind, right? An imperfect life form. And again, that's why he thought he found a kindred spirit a little bit in Saint-Germain, with all of Saint-Germain's perfect talk as well. And it makes a lot of sense why he disregards mankind as well, considering he is not mankind. He is a robot, but he's a sexy robot, so it's fine. We see it a couple of times this episode as well, but his hat has now got an upgrade. It spins super fast and has like flames around it because he's cool. But again, because he's a robot, he can just like wear a really heavy hat and throw it like it's nothing because he's a robot. So yeah, he hasn't been like supernaturally gifted with alchemy bullshit this whole time. He's just been like a robot, and a really goddamn good robot too. A little bit of almost Shirabe tech with this as well. All the spinning going on the blades, a little bit of that. Maybe two similar fighting styles there. We bring this up again. This has been a theme early in the show: selfishness, and how selfishness is actually pretty good sometimes if you like the protagonist. The selfishness to want it all, the selfishness to want the best ending and have the drive to achieve it. The fighting here is definitely a step up from the last couple episodes, which I thought the fights were just okay. This episode is basically entirely fights, and we have Adam almost like moonwalking through the air, dodging bullets. There's some great choreography throughout. We incorporate 2 different songs into it in a cool way. Just lots to like. A little slick reload from Saint-Germain 2 does not go astray. A little bit more motivation stuff for Hibiki too. This is actually quite well written as well. There was a time when I thought I would be crushed by it all. Maybe if there had been someone to fight that oppression, things would have gone differently. So I immediately clued into what you wanted to do with your motivations, with your philosophy, with your cause, right? And when I thought about that, how I'd rather talk to you than fight you, my body just moved on reflex. So that's been all these times that she's like helped Saint-Germain as well, right? Think about that explosion. I think it was from Cagliostro. First one that Hibiki saves is Saint-Germain, right? Great look from Saint-Germain as well, realizing this and realizing that they've been on the same team the whole time, kind of, and telling Hibiki to focus on the puppet, focus on Tiki, because she's the danger, right? Tiki's just like charging up right now, pretty much, right? She's going to turn into a giant, like, Darling in the Franxx adjacent monster here in a second, right? I guess spoilers for Darling in the Franxx, by the way. Kind of uniting on their own selfishness and jumping into a fight. We kind of hear the intro to a new Hibiki song as well. Got them bagpipes going as well a little bit too. One of her musical ideas. Yeah, and I get to read a song. I haven't gotten to read a song in a while, so that's good. Front and center, I strike relentlessly. Full strength, full throttle, I break my limits. I'm the limit breaker. While Adam just talks some shit, as you do. We both grip different forms of justice, but now is the time to bravely join them together. Very obvious line between Saint-Germain and Hibiki. Again, I'll keep shouting it out. Fight choreography is quite good. You were ruled over and punished, but despite frustration, you still fought. Kind of a little bit of call and response. We get a little bit more in the chorus as well. I think I understand your feelings. Let's take this iron hammer forged from our deepest feelings. Feelings and feelings? Sure. Again, the melody's really good here. It'd be like da 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 ba ba da ba da. Yeah, great. Fantastic stuff. Again, Hibiki's songs are some of the best in the series. Always melodically strong, very catchy. Again, the tempo of this one's great too. Makes it a great fighting music. Really feels like Hibiki's on top of her game here. Take that hammer, strike together at the same time. This is great stuff that I missed in the dialogue in the moment. How is it that she can join hands with someone she was fighting to the death just a moment ago? I'm sure you can remember how natural it felt, Yukine. I trust is one of our main kind of driving points of the chorus as well. This blossoming courage. Great. Yeah, again, we're talking back to, with this Chris line, season 1 stuff, right? Like, of all people, Maria kind of as well, right? You can understand what's happening right now to Saint-Germain. because you've been through it. Of course you know. You're the one of the people that can know. These fists aren't just for clenching. I want to open them and join hands with you. Of course. Of course. And yeah, little oh, I don't have my my pen up. Oh no. Because as I wanted to talk about, this little bit of embarrassment from Chris comes through as well. After realizing that, hey, I am one of the people that can understand what's going on. I believe this blossoming courage, shaking hands, even if our beliefs are different. Come on right now for someone else's sake. I'll stand and shout, even so. This is just the most Hibiki lyrics. We have Sanjaman creating these little platforms for Hibiki to jump off to. Great little bit of dynamicism in the fight, before Adam jumps in the way and denies her from getting close to Tiki. And upon saying this line about Tiki, that horniness, the horniness that's powering everything from Tiki, explodes. Yeah, look at her. She's loving it. This is the first time of two, I believe, in the episode where Sanjaman is too smart for her own good. Noticing that Adam hasn't used his special final move, which is the big old explosion thing from episode 4 from memory. His nuke that he shoots out of his robot hands. Sanjaman notices that he isn't using it. He should be using it. He probably doesn't have the power to use it, and that's some inspiration knowing that he isn't at his strongest and they can probably defeat him. Hibiki really hits that I trust as we jump out of that little bit of encouragement from Sanjaman back into the chorus. I believe, pardon the pun, these are the same lyrics as before, so I won't go in. Instead, I'll talk about this, what I see on screen, which is giant wolf bullet versus hat technology. So, in the past, we've always seen giant wolf bullet versus the good guys, versus, again, the protagonists. Hibiki, I think it happened to Kirika once as well, during a previous episode. So now we see this conflict, right? Again, Adam versus Sanjaman, visualized, right? Metaphorically. And then out of the blue stuff, right, we have Hibiki also now on her side. Instead of the colliding it was before, it is now a joined force of the wolf bullet thing as well as Hibiki, right? Instead of them clashing as they have in the past, they're now aligned, and we communicated that visually very well, and I wanted to shout it out. I like this kind of the lyrics change to dialogue down the bottom for the last line too. Yeah, and so I guess the end result of this fight is that we cut Adam's arm. And it looks pretty bad. I thought he lost his arm. Well, he kind of did in the end, but I thought he got straight up cut off here. I was gonna be like, oh, that's good. I like that. And now we discover some stuff about Adam. So we've cut his arm, and there's robot stuff underneath it. What? What gives? He's a robot. He has been created by them, they, whatever we want to call them, right? Implied to be gods, a higher power. And yeah, he talks a little bit more about his philosophy here. And he really dislikes being called a puppet, which is interesting too. Again, a puppet is something that's being pulled along by something, somebody that's pulling the strings. He doesn't want to be considered like this. Never ever. Probably another part of his characterization is the kind of contrast between that. Him being the creation of something and him also wanting to have this autonomous, perfect free will being cast aside by whoever they are. Adam's become pretty interesting pretty quickly, I would say. And Tiki, seeing this damage done to Adam, decides to put all this energy to good use, I guess. Yeah, she opens an Oblivion gate, and out comes a giant monster with Tiki in the Crystal Heart location. It's almost like kind of Tiki is the relic for it too, visually, which I liked. Of course, this isn't the first time we've seen a giant kaiju monster with titties that we've had to fight, even thinking back to season 1. Normally this happens a little bit later in the story though, which is interesting. Yeah, look at it. It's kind of creepy. It's definitely got that godlike, otherworldly, interdimensional feeling to it for sure. And another great visual moment for the episode, we see this, right? And we've seen this previous, and it's a very recognizable effect. It's from the first episode of this season, and it's involved with the snack, right? So now, again, shorthand, we know what's happening here, kind of, right? It's got that similar power, that regenerative power that we've seen the snake use, but it's on a larger scale. The sky's changed, things have changed, it's going to fuck shit up. We also recognize, shorthand-wise, the thing that stopped the snake in the first episode. Now the Hibiki stuff makes a lot of sense, right? Just, yeah, they know what they're doing from a filmmaking perspective, and I don't think I talk about it enough. Just smart decisions all over the place that help you understand what's going on. In a world where it's very hard to understand what's going on all the time, considering how fast it moves. Great use of music here. We have this kind of ominous choir in the background as we see civilization as we know it around this area get destroyed. Oh no. I will say this feels very dire, and we solve it by the end of the episode, which is pure Symphogear stuff, right? So in any other season, in any other show, mind you, this would be the lead into a bigger fight in episode 12 and then wrap up 13. But no, we're seemingly doing something completely different for 12 because we move at such an insane pace. Yeah, just a great tone to the fight. Really cool tone, really scary tone. They're really nailing this kind of stuff this season, I think. Adam starts explaining a little bit more of his background here, saying every time you said, "Do I have any humanity left in me?" I was never human to begin with, of course. I'm a robot. And this is insane. This is an insane line. They created me to serve as their representative. What? Who is they? They imply to be some kind of higher power, right? You would think. To serve as their representative. But I was too perfect. So if I was discarded for being too perfect, if I was the prototype, then where is the actual one, right? Is that what that implies? Am I stupid? Perfect must always beat imperfect. This is my kind of motivation. The perfect will regain their rule over the imperfect. Again, as I said in the moment, that's like Nazi talk. We don't like that from you, Adam. Please improve. Hibiki here sees the giant monster up there charging up its beam again, knowing that, hey, there may still be civilians around, knowing that they're still evacuating, goes in and does her hero stuff. So now I get what's going on here. Punches it in the head, it shoots the kind of beam up into the air, it destroys communications, but as a result you've saved lives, but also in the process you get pimp slapped by the monster and are unable to move for a little bit. Gotcha. Cool. Just happens very fast in the moment, doesn't it? You know? Yeah, now we've lost our visual on what's going on in this fight. We're completely isolated. It's Sanjaman standing alone. Hibiki's unable to move. That's the setup for the rest of the fight. Or at least until we get a little bit more motivation. Another great moment, we see some debris falling from the sky as a result, bringing in maybe a theme of shooting stars. And who do we see after the ad break? Of course, it's one Miku. Miku's back, looking at the sky, knowing that Hibiki's out and about doing hero shit, and seeing that, hey, maybe this is ominous, maybe this is bad, especially considering what happened to Hibiki at the end of this episode. Like, that does not bode well, you know? Shooting stars? I mean, think about it, right? But just, yeah, bringing back that original promise from that first season about seeing the shooting stars together. I still don't know if they ever did. Again, just takes you back to a simpler time in their relationship as well. Takes you right back to the beginning, takes you right back to the foundations there and what we have to lose. It's just good writing. Fantastic writing, actually. It's just good. So because the destruction of that satellite was an American satellite as well, there's some implication of people seeing a weakness in Japan and may kind of use it as a process to invade as a result, kind of. Either way, Fudo, he's here. He senses the weakness. He sees what's going on and asks Genjiro what's happening. Yeah, the rest of the world already know this incident is happening. They'll deploy their combined forces under the guise of a peacekeeping mission. And then there's a lot of theming around you being the last sentinel of Japan, right? Trying to protect it from these outsider influences stuff, right? Be isolationist, be not connected with everyone else, refuse to hold hands. A lot of that theming coming through too. So at the end of the day, I don't know what the result of all this everything else is going to be that's happening in the end of the season, but this may well be a setup for future stuff, right? What if what we have at the end of the season isn't a positive result and the UN does use this as a basis to invade? That'd be a cool season 5. But again, we may just go in a completely different direction as well. This is a nice funny line from Chris as well, once we regain visuals on Hibiki. Now is not the time to express her love for the Earth, thinking that she's hugging the Earth. No, she's just unconscious. It's different. Adam being like a weird creep around Tiki again, which is cool. And we bring back this hug thing later. That's what this setup's about. Kind of getting Tiki to try to remove herself from the rest of what's going on to save herself. to try to let her be the vessel for all the energy that's going to be floating in the air, which again is a weird thing. So Sanjaman just takes this opportunity to just start blasting, which is cool. But yeah, we see that healing power. Again, very similar to Snake from the start of the season. Yeah, they do a great job. Pure Symphogear stuff, making it seem very hopeless. Sanjaman can't even hurt the thing. It's overwhelmingly powerful in offense and defense. We don't have our gears. Hibiki's unconscious. Japan may be invaded. Miku's sad. Like, everything's just going bad at this point in the story. And we come back out of it. Like, perfect timing. It's about 2/3 through the episode. Just think about your 3-act structure. End of Act 2 stuff happening right here. Just really, really damn good. Again, bringing together this theme of perfection with alchemy and Sanjaman and Adam being the leader of this new perfect colony, apparently, and kind of seeing the hypocritical nature of what Sanjaman's been doing up to this moment, being an alchemist and then fighting against something like Adam's philosophy here, because it is perfect, apparently, right? But yeah, coming back to the base form of what she was about in the beginning, about ending oppression with one person sitting at the top of everything else, that's bad. That's not what I want. That is the exact opposite of what I want and leads to situations like my origin. So, no, I refuse, basically. He's going to walk over and apparently murder the fuck out of Hibiki now, which is cool from Adam. Is praying for divine intervention all that we've got? We get this random voice we've never heard before on the intercom. Don't give up. I'm sure that's what she'll tell you as well. True. I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background too. It doesn't bode well out there. Broadcast source unknown. It's encrypted. We can't trace it. I think I've got a pretty good idea of who it is, or at least who they represent, which is insane. It's an insane callback. So essentially, in our final moment, we get those decrypted Valverde documents, which are pretty important, as well as understanding what potentially was down in the mountain that Adam exploded. That was very important to defeating him and why he wanted to explode it. So Ogawa's been working overtime. Kamigoroshi, we're finding out what it's all about. Relic Gungnir. There it is. Originally, it was a spear they used to check if the Son of God died. So it was a spear that stabbed Jesus, sure. Spear was handed down through ages past, though its power was kept a secret. So this is very important, I think, right? So originally, it didn't have any power at all. It's just a spear dude, right? But over 2 millennia, it came to be associated with the death of a divine being, altering its true nature. So, a philosophical weapon. It doesn't, at the end of the day, contain this power, but enough human belief over the course of time changed it. There's definitely something in that for Symphogear theming and overall stuff for the show. Like, such importance by groups of people over time given to something can change nature, can change everything, can cause a miracle. Lots and lots of stuff to dive into there. Of course, this spear is Gungnir. Gungnir relic is now in Hibiki. Hibiki, over the course of time and belief that this weapon can kill gods, it gained the power to kill gods. It also explains the start of the season, where she's killing that snake that has that similar regenerative power, like the one we discovered during the Alexandria incident. Yeah, the Alexandria incident is the stuff from the game, right? It's from XD. So yeah, I forget this part of it, but sure, it's similar to that. We get a good we get a good moment here of Genjiro yelling "Gungunir dato," and Hibiki waking up at the final moment, right at the like looking into the camera too, which is hilarious. Cool, and then we get a song that's non-diegetic, which is rare for Symphogear. It only happens a couple of times that it doesn't exist in the world. It isn't being sung by anybody in the show, but it exists. It's soundtracking the scene. It just exists as an insert song, which is cool. Shoutouts to that. The voice sounds like Nana Mizuki to me, but I could be wrong. And yeah, it kind of soundtracks the triumphant moments of this episode. It's got a little bit more of a metal thing going on too, which I thought was quite good, and I'll read the lyrics here. Words alone aren't enough, so the sky gave birth to songs. Now grip onto your dreams, as Hibiki goes like Super Saiyan mode, and this happens, and there's big explosion, and Hibiki, yeah, the action starts. It's very well done. Right on the right
moment of the song as the guitars come in. Hibiki being flanked by Sanjiman here, just helping out, shooting that hat out of the sky, which has knocked Hibiki out of the sky before. Why do you continue to stand on the front lines? The answer lies not within God, but within yourself. Yeah, sure. I agree. This is the second moment in the episode where Sanjiman is too smart as well, recognizing what Adam was doing when he was using the big old nuke on the ground. He was destroying evidence of the Kamigoroshi, the Gungnir connection, the Valverde documents, all that good stuff, right? You can hear a shouting voice, you can hear an encouraging voice. Adam rips off his arm as well and uses it as a weapon, because what else are you going to do? A power that becomes courage so strong it moves you to tears. A warm power, grab hold of it and face the moment. And Hibiki is using this distraction from Sanjiman to approach Tiki. I've got your back even if the stars go dark and become the tears of the heaven. Unlimited beat. Sure. This song is just awesome. It's very well done. I can't believe this isn't the end of the season as well. Like, there's still like 2 episodes to go. Whatever's happening with Hibiki isn't good, but we seemingly have like defeated Adam. Kinda, sorta. He's still like broken, so he's gonna do some bullshit. But this is an important battle as well that we see right here. It's the oppressed versus the oppressor. It is the battle that's been coming from the wedge that's being formed between Adam and Sanjiman throughout the season. It's been coming. And again, choreography is fantastic. Only the melody of their life remains in song. I've got your back. That's when we fight, we look upwards. Carry the roaring winds over the hills of light and love. We get a good old fist clash here in the middle. We get Tiki, super form versus Hibiki. We were always going to know whose fist is going to win in this one. Over the seas of friendship and music, as we see this thing's hand explode and unable to regenerate. Hibiki is seemingly winning. Again, philosophical armament of deicide, meaning that, hey, I believe I can win. I have all this history behind me, all this belief behind me. I have the power of miracles behind me. Why shouldn't I be able to win, right? On days I cannot stand, on days I cannot sleep, the only reason I can face tomorrow is because you are there holding me and my wounds. Kind of timing right when Kirika walks out of hospital bed as well. She recovered very, very quickly. Probably too quickly for mine, but she's back, which is good. And this is when we get a little bit of our lore and an indicator into who the voice is. Do you recall the final cargo plane that departed Valverde? It was carrying wartime records. So whatever kind of Kirika and Shirabe did in that fight was very important for future stuff, which is interesting. Again, the kiss of moments becomes an adventure. To the next era, shall we fly? And we get a little explanation in the dialogue here after Genjiro asks the question of who these people are and why would they give this information. There was a song. One of my superiors told me about it. We see these astronauts. It's implied to be the kind of opening to GX was the kind of inspiration to giving this information back out, which is just an insane callback. I can't even believe it. Even if the stars go dark and become the tears of the heavens, only the melody of their life remains in song. And yeah, they heard a song beneath a sky engulfed in flames as they're kind of, breaking the atmosphere. What's the word? You light on fire. There's a lot of energy there. There's a lot of force. I've got your back, so fight, join hands, and fight. There's a yet unseen world blooming just ahead. Now is the time to grip onto your dreams. We get giant drill Hibiki as we build up to a super punch on this thing. We have the hug callback as well, getting Tiki to try to save herself as that vessel for the power. Grip onto your dreams and never give them up. Flies through and destroys half the body of Tiki whilst destroying the giant god thing as well, right? We won. Yeah, cool. So this is all we salvage after Hibiki's flawless victory. Just this part of Tiki. And yeah, after that kind of assertion of love by Tiki, he gives her nothing. So there's all this energy in the air, right? That's part of the important stuff, right? We need some kind of puppet, right? Something to harbor the divine power. Kind of kicks Tiki away, like after asking for her to save herself and keeping her, a little bit. Like, fuck Tiki. I've got my arm. I'm going to put all the power into this arm. Also using that knowledge from kind of Sanjiman that Yeah, I may be a puppet as well, right? Kind of holds up that arm, waiting for the power to flow into it, saying he would be Adam Cadmon. Sure, whatever you think. But the power dodges him. It goes straight to someone else. There she is. Hello, Hibiki. Yeah, what's happening indeed, right? So all the divine power that we've been building up for this giant god thing all season from the evil team is now on Hibiki, right? Yeah, it doesn't really bode well. She has a giant, like, yell of agony as it happens. There's a bunch of goo. It turns into, like, a big old cocoon or something. Adam's mad because he thinks he's perfect, and, no, the divine power didn't choose him. And again, we're talking, like, larger lore stuff. How can a human born shouldering the original sin, right, Adam, but also the original sin in kind of our Curse of Belial business as well, right? How could you be the vessel for this divine power? How could the gods choose you? Why? Why is that the case? Why did they not choose the vessel, well, either Tiki or the vessel for Adam, who is supposedly perfect, and all these other things, too perfect even? We're choosing a human instead. A human that displays qualities such as Hibiki, maybe? Some kind of divine chosenness to her, a little bit. The chosen one, almost. Yeah, interesting one for us to dive into next week. There we go. Its heart's like beating, and we roll into the ED there. So again, that episode's fucking insane. There's just so much shit going on. There's insane callbacks. There's 2 jam-packed songs, both fantastic. There's power flowing every which way. It's structured really well in a 3-act sense. It feels hopeless at points. It feels triumphant at points. It's whatever you would want out of an episode at this point in the story, with some clear intrigue going forward for what we're doing, some implications about everything's going to be okay, says Hibiki to Miku, and then Miku's looking at those shooting stars. It's feeling a little bit dire for sure. But yeah, we will see next week. We will do 12, we will do 13, and we will try to cram in the OVAs as well. So yeah, look forward to that. I am in for whatever this climax is. They've knocked it out of the park so far. So it's really damn good, and we kind of get that better flow between 12 and 13 to see what's actually going on. So yeah, sure stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord, join Discord, love Discord, Discord. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week for more Symphogear AXZ goodness, the finale to which, before we dive into that final season. And yeah, adios. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.